Emma Lynch.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Lynch, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, man.
Yes, Judge. On November 3rd, 2024, an officer was dispatched to a possible intoxicated driver. The witness, a Harris County toll authority wrecker, advised that he observed the defendant's vehicle stopped in the entrance ramp of West Little York Road to the West Sam Houston Parkway North, and observed the defendant's motor vehicle stop erratically on the roadway and jump over the curb on the service road. The officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's vehicle after observing it to have been traveling at a low rate of speed and failed to stop at a designated stopping point. The defendant initially accelerated as the officer approached. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed her to have a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, red glassy eyes, and major disorientation. The officer also observed the defendant to have been swaying and have difficulty keeping her eyes open. The defendant's passenger advised the defendant was drinking. HGN was performed 6 out of 6. The defendant denied to perform walk and turn and one leg stand. The DIC was read, but the defendant refused, and a blood warrant was signed and executed.
Okay. Any prior to DWIs?
There was a dismissal out of Bryan County in 2023.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Yes, that was the only other DWI judge, but she also had a failure to ID, giving false or fictitious information, also out of Bryan County, and she received 12 months probation from that. And those were both out of the same transaction. Yes.
Got it. Okay. Ms. Lynch, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now. Or let me ask you, do you have a Texas driver license? Do you have liability insurance in your name? Can you run her license, Alex,
Yes,
please? I'm now placing a restriction on your license. You're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock, then you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. I'm filing paperwork now with the Texas Department of Public Safety so that every officer knows you are supposed to drive a vehicle that has an interlock. If you're caught driving one that doesn't, they will take you to jail. Got it. I am also ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. You will be randomly tested. If you test positive for drugs or alcohol, likewise, you will go to jail. If you continually test positive, that tells me that you have a problem, and I can have a contempt hearing, hold you in contempt, slap you with 180 days, probate it for 2 years, and put you in a rehab facility. Don't. If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, address it, because if it becomes a problem, I'm going to take care of it. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand? Okay. I will have you sign. How old are you, ma'am?
Oh,
What do you do for a living?
I work at a perfume kiosk, but I'm in nursing school as well. So
You're in
nursing school.
nursing school. Okay. Would you like to apply for an appointed lawyer, ma'am? Okay. Do you mind giving an application? We'll have you fill out an application. I need to know whether you qualify. I'll have you sign a wreath of Victoria. You'll meet with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and then we'll have you take your signature box, ma'am. Please. Can you speak English?
Yes, yes.
Come up. They can all come up.
Yeah, all y'all.
They can all come up. The more the merrier. Thank you for coming. I wish it were under better circumstances. And I'm sorry that you guys are having to come here and deal with this, but better now than 6 feet under in a pine box, right? We've had a lot of issues with him. And I think that, I don't know, I mean, I guess you realize and the spiel that I give to everybody is that you watch the news, which I hope you do. Every day, someone dies in Harris County from a DWI. Every single day. We in Harris County lead the nation. We
Hold all conversations.
lead the nation in DWI fatalities because it happens so much. Is it because we have 4 million people here? I don't know. Is it because Harris County is 3 hours from one side to the other? I don't know. But that's what it is. And it's disgusting. And what scares me with him is he has 3 open DWIs in 3 different counties. That is extremely scary. And we're lucky that no one has been injured. A life has not been taken because it could have gone so much worse. The reason that it's taking as long as it is because he does not have, I'm presuming he doesn't have a lawyer in Nueces, right?
This time, that's correct, Your Honor.
If you guys are able to get a lawyer for him down there, hopefully that can speed up the process to get everything working. Because here in Harris County, we have so many cases, we have so many people in custody that we move it like crazy. We're very, very fast. We're a fast-moving criminal justice system here. Fort Bend is building their way up to being as big as we are. So they're a little bit slower, but in the other counties, in like Brazos and Nueces, Corsicana, and they do things a lot slower. So if you pick up a case, you may not go to court for 6 to 8 months, and then you start dealing with it. It looks like that's what's happening over there.
Did let the family know that even though they don't have a court date yet in Nueces, getting a lawyer down there, they can talk to the DA and they can start working on the case and talking to myself and the Fort Bend lawyer, trying to get a global deal done prior to any court date even being scheduled. Because I mean, the case is open and pending. I mean, it's there. So that's where we are for now. But I think the bond in Harris County is the only thing keeping him from going home to his family. And so we're trying to figure out a way to see if the court would allow him to post maybe a lower amount for bond.
It scares me to let him out. It scares me to let him out. He's repeatedly shown us that he refuses to comply with bond conditions. If I let him out, what's going to happen? Is he going to pick up a fourth? Well, I know you're going to say no, but history tells us otherwise.
Sam, but I see where you're going with that. But my son is a 21-year-old kid. He's still a kid to me. And he messed up 3 times. Yes, he did. But he's ready to come out and do right with society and do the way he's supposed to. He's going to come out. He's going to live with me. He was out there living in.
Asterisk, the judge's fear is almost tangible. And truth be told, he's not wrong. Research shows repeat DWI offenders are 70% more likely to cause a fatal crash. But then there's the father's plea, raw, desperate, offering round-the-clock supervision. Could that actually work? Or is it just a band-aid on a bullet wound? The tension in the courtroom. Chef's kiss. Asterisk.
It's because he's turned into a welder. And I never agreed with that with him. I told him, I said, I don't like that for you. I'm a roofing contractor. He's going to be living under my home, and he's going to be staying with me. And I will be giving him a ride to wherever I need to take him to get his stuff straight. That's what I have, and that's what I want from him, and I know that's what he wants too. He's not a bad kid like that. He's not like what we're writing him off to be. And I see your position, and because you're telling me about all these fatalities and stuff, but that's not my son. Twice he was caught. He was parked. 150 times I tell you at AA that you're probably going to kill somebody. Of those 150 chances, he's got 2. He decided to stop and pull over and he didn't crash with anybody. Yes, he got caught 3 times. But he's ready to not ever drink again.
How many times has he not been caught?
He's young. He hadn't been drinking. He hadn't been drinking until 21 because he left and he was living on his own. He was living at my house. He didn't want to be here at my house anymore because he went out there to work. But he being a young kid, lost his girlfriend. We had a cousin of his committed suicide. So he had a lot of stuff going on in his head. But now this is real to him, and he's learned his lesson. He's ready to be out here, and he needs to come out here and start working. He's gonna work for me, and he's gonna make money to pay for all this mess that he got himself into. Right now, we're paying the price. He's in there.
Why are you paying the price?
We're paying the price for him because he's my son, and I'll give whatever I have to get him out of there.
Sorry, I really am.
He is not like I don't want to. He's not like all these other people, man. I'm sorry, my kid's not like that. He's not a drug addict. He doesn't abuse anything else. He messed up with the alcohol, being too young and not knowing what to do.
How do you know? How do you know?
I just know it. Know my son.
Hey,
he was living with me for a long time. That's how I know him.
And I understand and I respect it. Looking through the eyes of a father, I get this a lot. But when you have 3 DWIs in 3 different counties, judges have told you repeatedly what you can and what you can't do. And you repeatedly flaunt that and just don't. And you have shown us repeatedly you're going to do whatever you want to do, regardless of what a judge tells you. And I know that that's not what you want to hear, and I'm sorry. Because I don't like to keep people in jail, but my only concern is public safety, And I know that you don't like to hear it, and it pains me to do it as a father myself as well. But I don't know how else to get him to realize that when you don't abide by court orders, this is what happens. And
Judge, you read people, you see people, you've seen my son. See him, and I'm telling you, he's not gonna do this again. We want him out here so he can start working, he can work for me and he start paying for his stuff. He does no good to anyone in there. I mean, he does no good to anyone, for anyone in there.
But it does though, protects the public. What I'd like to do is, we've had him TRAS, right? Okay. So what we do is I have clinicians on staff who evaluate him and tell us what the proper course of action is. We've had our clinicians evaluate him, and what that is that it's a treatment facility that's kind of like a long-term rehab type facility where it teaches him how to deal with the issues, cope, and not use alcohol as a way to cope, as a coping mechanism. After he does that rehab, we have him going into sober court, which is a long-term, an 18-month program that supervises him by one of the actual judges here that keeps him under their wing and meets with him on 2 times a month, where he would come to court, meet with them to ensure that he's on the straight and narrow.
Asterisk. Finally, a solution. This rehab program could be a game changer. 6 months of inpatient treatment, followed by 18 months of court-supervised sobriety checks. But here's the twist. The defendant stays in jail until other counties sign off. Justice, or just red tape. And a rare move, the judge himself offering to cover the $30,000 bill. Asterisk.
While he's with me now, I can pay for it. If he's on the outside, I can't pay for anything.
That program with other.
Right. And unfortunately, we want to do that, but I can't do anything until those other 2 cases are resolved. The idea what Will had was you've got a lawyer in Fort Bend. You have to get a lawyer in Nueces. Once you do that, we can work together all as one unit to resolve all the cases at once. And then we get them into this program. And hopefully the other counties will see it, that this is what we want to do. We've got a long-term solution to help him keep sobriety. And it's okay.
Is this program, does that mean that he has to be incarcerated during the entire?
It's an inpatient treatment facility, correct.
He would go from custody and jail here straight to the treatment facility. So he wouldn't be incarcerated, but he would not be released in between. He would go straight to the.
It's not too terribly long. It's around a 6-month program, 6 to 8, 6 if you respond well. And after that, we let them out, and it's an aftercare program where he meets with us. He literally meets with the judge 2 times a month to ensure that he's on he's doing well. And if he does well, he gets rewarded throughout the program. They help him get his license back, help him job searches. So it's a really rewarding program. And the idea is to get him to recognize is at a young, early age now, before it spirals out of control at a later date, or either that or before you do some catastrophic damage where you're now ending up with a 40 or 50-year sentence. That's the goal.
The treatment facility is called SATF, SATF. It's an acronym.
It's Substance Abuse Treatment Facility, SATF. But we can't until Nueces is on board as well.
I'll talk with the family more, Judge.
You want to use all this money to get him out of jail. He needs a lawyer over there. The money, instead of getting him out, probably be better spent with the lawyer in Nueces, so that we can work all together to find a great resolution. Not just getting him out and hope he does well. We have the tools, and I can pay for everything for you. It's a $30,000 program that I'm willing to pay for you. Not to mention aftercare, which is probably another $15,000. So we are footing the bill for everything. But I can't do that if he's on the outside. Okay. I know that it's not the answer that you want to hear, but it may be a blessing in disguise. Work with me. I want what's best for your son. We're not here just to throw away the key. We don't want to do that. We want to help him. Sometimes it's better in the long term to sit in there, get him in the facility, than to just put him out and throw him out there in the wolves and hopes that he does well.
Talk to him further. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Fontenot. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On November 17th, 2024, the officer responded to a medical assistance call at a public roadway in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle stationary in a moving lane of traffic. The defendant was asleep in the driver's seat of the vehicle while it was still in drive. The officer observed 3 open containers inside the vehicle in plain view, all of which were cold to the touch.
Drinking while driving?
Yes, Judge, all cold to the touch. And after several attempts at waking the defendant, the officer broke the back passenger side window and placed the vehicle in park. When the defendant woke up, the standard field sobriety tests were performed, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 4 out of 8, one leg stand 1 out of 4. DIC were read, but the defendant refused. Blood search warrant was obtained and executed.
Any priority to be eyes?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Fontenot, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir.
I'm now taking away your privilege to drive. You're not allowed to drive for the foreseeable future. Do you understand? And I would hope that you recognize it's elementary that you're not to have alcohol in the car while you are driving. If I find that you consume alcohol, if I find that you use illegal drugs, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. And I don't care if Jesus needs a ride to church. You get into a car and drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Mike, when I know that he appreciates the awesome power and privilege it is to drive, I will allow him to drive. But until that point, and you coming up here telling me, oh, I've learned my lesson, means nothing to me. Actions speak louder than words. Heed this warning. You will not get another one. Do not drive. Do you understand?
Particularly the court wants him to do to demonstrate that.
I don't know. You know, creativity goes a long way, but I want you to appreciate what it is to be able to drive. Living in a city as big as Houston without the ability to drive blows. Do you understand? And I want you to appreciate that and understand that. I'd like a little bit of time to pass. You know, a little creativity goes a long way. But, you know, how old are you, sir?
He's 19.
You're 19 years old. What are you doing with yourself these days, Mr. Fontenot?
I currently work in Conroe. I'm a diesel mechanic. So
He's employed full-time and he's never been in trouble. It's just for what it's worth.
Did you graduate from high school?
yes,
You need to understand that your life is just now starting. And what you make of your life now, it's like, it's a road, right? That you're building in your life now. That road can be smooth. It can be glorious, paved in gold, or it could be a chunky, rocky piece of crap, just cobbled stone that are filled with holes because you're in and out of jail. You're setting yourself up for the next 40 years of life. And if you end up in and out of jail with conviction after conviction, with drug problem after drug problem, it's not a good way to go through life. This life is about money and it's about this. Do you understand? And I want you to appreciate all this. And when I know that we do, then you and I can talk again. Above all else, do not consume alcohol. You have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Trent, and he will tell you when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You pick up a new case, violate conditions, don't stay in contact. We're not going to have a good experience here. If you do as you should, then hopefully we'll come out of this unscathed. Do you understand? Do you have any questions? Okay. All right, guys. I'll have him sign the affidavit. We'll have him go sign a receipt of Victoria. You'll get with Fleischer your bond conditions, and after that, you're free to go.
Judge, please, the court, I'll probably bring him back in about 30 days, just so you can check his progress.
Certainly can. Let's see how things are going. But him coming up here and just saying that I missed my license, I want to see some kind of proactivity.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
All right? Okay.
Thank you,
Good
Your
luck
Honor.
to you, sir.
Excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Asterisk. Boom. The judge drops the MIC. At 19, this kid stands at a crossroads. Choose sobriety and a clean record, or head down a rocky road of convictions. That golden path metaphor? Chilling. But here's the real question. Should first-time offenders get this kind of intervention before they turn into repeat cases? Sound off in the comments.